Have you ever been hated by a teacher? Teachers are supposed to help us with our studies and ensure our safety, but sometimes they hate us and turn school into a terrible dream from which you want to wake up sooner. That's why today we're going to talk about the terrible teachers we're supposed to trust the most, but sometimes the most respected person in the class turns out to be very dangerous. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that your relationship with teachers is safe. Now imagine that there is a person with asthma in your class. You know that without an inhaler, it becomes difficult for him to breathe, coughing begins, and an attack may occur, which may actually be the last in his life. And the first teacher was so angry that she took the inhaler from the girl right in class, which made the student unable to even breathe. Be sure to watch it to the end so you don't miss it.
The teacher took her inhaler. This girl had asthma. She kept her inhaler in her hoodie pocket always. Well, one day a teacher sees her pull it out and goes, "Put that away, no distractions." "But it's my inhaler." "Then use it before or after class." "Give me it." Takes the inhaler. She sits there, silent. 2 minutes later, she starts wheezing.
Honestly, it's scary to even imagine if I were in that girl's place. If a similar situation occurs, then it is necessary to run out of the classroom and immediately go to complain to the principal about this teacher.
It gets worse. She's having trouble breathing now. Yo, she can't breathe. Very funny. Cut it out. She thinks she's faking it. Now the girl's on the floor. She's shaking and she can't breathe at all. Teacher still thinks she's faking it. Somebody runs to the hallway and grabs another teacher. Teacher comes in, takes one look and yells, "Where's her inhaler?" Kid points to the desk. "She's faking it, right?" "Give me that. Here." She uses it. Finally, some relief, the principal gets called. That first teacher was essentially suspended for a week. She had mandatory training, and she never lived it down, to the point where she didn't come back to teach the next year. Yeah, who in the world would do this?
How can one think that a student is lying if it is really obvious that he is very ill? In fact, I am very glad that the girl was not injured, and this bad teacher was suspended from work. I had a similar situation with a math teacher who wouldn't let me go to the bathroom in class, and one boy wet his pants because of it. Everyone was laughing at the moment, but now you realize that it can be a lifelong psychological trauma. But it's not just students who can leave injuries, but also a terrible teacher who used very vile punishments on her students. Let's take a look at this.
One morning, a class was assigned a substitute teacher, and at first, everything seemed normal. But as the day went on, her actions began to turn disturbing. She told the students to draw pictures of dead bodies that had been cut open, and even started grabbing some children by the neck, squeezing while shouting strange things about Jesus. Fear spread quickly among the students. A few brave kids managed to slip out and rush to the principal's office to report what was happening.
They did the right thing by going and telling the director about it. I would have done the same if I had been forced to do such terrible things.
The principal hurried to the classroom, and when he saw the horrifying drawings on the walls, he demanded that the substitute leave immediately. She refused, becoming aggressive. When the principal tried to escort her out, she suddenly attacked him, biting his face and tearing off part of his cheek.
Oh my god, this teacher definitely has problems with her head and she clearly shouldn't be in school, but somewhere in a psychiatric hospital.
One morning, a class was assigned a substitute teacher, and at first, everything seemed normal. But as the day went on, her actions began to turn disturbing. She told the students to draw pictures of dead bodies that had been cut open, and even started grabbing some children by the neck, squeezing while shouting strange things about Jesus. Fear.
I have no words, it's just a nightmare. It's hard to imagine how a school could hire such a crazy teacher. So guys, just be on your guard, because I think it's very easy to identify crazy people. For example, the teacher, Miss T, was so crazy that they even made a whole game about her. However, in any case, it looks very scary. Let's watch this video.
This is why you should never prank Miss T. Jay snuck into her house as a joke, set up cameras, wanted to go viral.
Wait, so he just showed up at her house uninvited and started secretly filming her? I remind you that such actions are prohibited by law.
He found weird things. Animal traps in the hallway, a closet full of school uniforms, all the same size. In the attic, a chair bolted to the floor, facing a wall, carved into it. Sit still. Think about what you've done. Then he heard her voice, right behind him. You think this is funny? He ran, ducking under tripwires, dodging swinging axes. She wasn't chasing him. She was waiting. Every door he opened was already locked behind him.
The guy wanted viral content and he got it. It's really his own fault because besides breaking into someone else's house, he also put a camera there, which is completely unacceptable. Imagine if such a situation happened to you. You would obviously not be happy.
His phone went off. A live stream comment popped up. Nice prank. She's right behind you. He turned. Miss T was smiling, holding a ruler, and Jay was never seen again. Until someone hacked his stream and uploaded a new video. Detention? Forever?
It was obvious that Miss T would catch up with him because she obviously knows her way around her house better than he does, but this story will serve as a lesson for him in life. However, lessons can be so boring that you want to escape from them, don't you? This guy built a whole raft of plastic bottles to escape from school from boring teachers. Look at this madness.
One day, a student wanted to skip class. He tiptoed past the school building, darted across the playground, and crouched low against the perimeter wall. After scanning the area to make sure no one was watching, he climbed over in just a few swift moves.
Oh my god, it really looks funny. It reminded me of how I also sneaked out to the store for sweets during recess, but then I still went back to class.
He thought, finally, I'm out. But the moment he landed, he froze. In front of him wasn't a road. It was a wide, silent river. The current looked strong, and the water deep. If he jumped in now, he'd probably run out of strength before reaching the other side. To make things worse, the only bridge leading out was guarded daily on a rotation schedule. It was more secure than a bank.
I didn't have as much security at school as this guy. It's really crazy.
One day, a student wanted to skip class. He tiptoed past the school building, darted across the playground, and crouched low against the perimeter wall. After scanning the area to make sure no one was watching, he climbed over in just a few swift moves. He thought, finally, I'm out. But the moment he landed, he froze. In front of him wasn't a road. It was a wide, silent river. The current looked strong, and the water deep. If he jumped in now, he'd probably run out of strength before reaching the other side.
First of all, where did he find so many bottles to build himself a raft? He really wanted to go home that much, lol. If I were him, I would just stay at school and wait for the last lesson rather than make this circus happen. But anyway, it was fun. I think this story might be real, but I wouldn't recommend doing such nonsense just to go home. However, some people should have gone to homeschool altogether and stayed at home, like these girls from high school who wanted to destroy their classmate. It's really very terrible. Let's see.
Did you see those 5th grade girls that planned on killing another classmate?
I heard about this. It was a boy.
Yes, bro.
I heard about this, bro.
This blew my mind, bro. When I heard the full story, it's so crazy. So this actually happened in Arizona, and these 5th grade girls were all talking, and I guess they were all like angry at one of these boys that were also a 5th grader in the class because he supposedly cheated on one of their friends that was in that group of 5th graders.
They're only in 5th grade. What kind of relationship can we talk about? At that age, you don't understand much about it.
These girls got together and started talking, and these were their words. They were going to get this kid that cheated, take him to a bathroom, one of the bathrooms at the school.
At the school?
At the school. This was their plan. And during recess, and they were all going to wear gloves and stick him to in the bathroom and make it look like he committed. We're also going to write a note to make it look like he just did this to himself in the, the bathroom at school.
Oh my god, it's creepy to even hear about it. These girls are behaving so viciously that it just doesn't fit in my head how abnormal this is.
Which is freaking insane. That was their whole plan. And the way that it got discovered is this other 5th grade girl, she overheard the conversation while they were like at lunch or something, goes home and tells her parents what happened. She was just like, I heard this girl at school talking about they're going to try to kill somebody at school.
The girl did well to tell her parents about it. She is literally a hero because thanks to her, the boy remained alive.
Called 911, told them the whole situation. Police end up going to the school and they literally arrest these girls on campus. They take them in the police car, they handcuff them, all that type of stuff. They release them to their parents, and all of the girls, I think it was about 4 or 5 of them, they all got expelled from that school. The scariest part about one of these little girls, though, and I'm pretty sure she's the one.
The ringleader.
I think she's the ringleader, bro. She's the one who operated, the whole thing. They said she was laughing.
Yeah.
And she was just like, she didn't care.
That's how I heard that, like, all the other girls were, like, crying and like,
Yes.
scared that they got caught up, but
And
she
one-
was the only
like,
one that
laughing.
didn't care.
Yeah, she was just stone-faced, laughing about it, and she was taking it like a joke.
Dude.
Oh my god, this is really terrible. I don't understand how anyone can be so angry. These girls behave as if they enjoy humiliating others, and this is no longer a school prank, it's pure bullying. And the craziest thing is that one of the girls doesn't feel guilty at all. Remember that bullying classmates is very bad. No one deserves to be humiliated. I was really shocked that some students are ready to mock not only their peers, but also their own teachers. And this is some kind of special level of meanness. Yes, there are teachers who behave in such a way that it is difficult to treat them with respect, but even in such cases, Stooping to harassment is definitely not an option. Just let's watch this video and figure out what happened there.
If your teacher is mean to you, do this to get your revenge. First, send her a bunch of emails with stupid questions, so she spends lots of time on pointless answers. Next, spread false gossip to other teachers like, did you hear Miss Smith's boyfriend cheated on her? That way, everyone starts talking about her. During class, make funny noises and laugh with your friends, so nobody pays attention to what she's saying. And finally, become a YouTuber and leave school so you can earn more money than she does, making her feel really humiliated.
At most, I would choose the last step to become more successful and forget about the toxic teacher, which is what I am doing now. I don't approve of the other methods at all. I'm against it. I don't see any point in shitting back. It's better to quietly make life better and move forward. And if you have any misunderstandings with the teachers, it's better to talk to them or, as a last resort, go to the principal. But there are exceptions to conversations. For example, you won't talk to a crazy teacher who predicts your potential future. To understand what I'm talking about, you just need to watch this.
In 1981, a teacher had an unusual habit. He never called his students by their real names. Instead, he assigned them labels based on their future potential. Potential murderer, he called, and Callum raised his hand. Potential burglar, another boy responded. Potential cannibal, Joshua hesitated before lifting his hand. The students found it strange, but amusing. A dark joke they played along with. But later that day, Callum approached Joshua with a smirk. "Come over for dinner," he said. "I've got something special planned." That evening, Joshua felt a strange mix of curiosity and unease about the meal, its taste unlike anything he'd had before. He quickly dismissed the feeling as they shared stories and laughter. But as he walked home, a growing dread lingered, long after the meal had ended. The next morning, as roll call began, the teacher went through the usual routine. Potential burglar, Brian raised his hand. When the teacher reached Callum's name, he paused and simply said, "Callum." The teacher moved on. "Next one, Joshua," he said. Unbeknownst to Joshua, the night before, Callum had followed a homeless man into a secluded area, lured him in with the promise of help, and ended his life. Callum dismembered the body and brought the parts home. The boys were now not just potentials, but a real cannibal and murderer.
It's wildly creepy. It was as if the teacher had pushed them into the role of monsters by simply labeling them like that, and I'm glad that I haven't had similar cases in school, but if a teacher somehow experiments with this, it's a reason to immediately complain to the principal and the police. If in this video the teacher made monsters out of the students, then in the next video the teacher himself turned out to be a monster who used the most vile punishments I've ever seen. It's just a nightmare. Nevertheless, let's look at it together.
This teacher is a monster. So this kid, Ethan, was in first grade when he learned his teacher had the worst punishment ever. In this class, the teacher had something called the isolation box. It was a tiny old school desk shoved in the corner of the room, in between a bookshelf and a filing cabinet. And if you got sent there, you had to squeeze into the desk, and the teacher would block you in by pulling the filing cabinet to be flush with the bookcase.
Oh my god, I would definitely start to panic because I'm not comfortable in tight spaces. What if you can't get out of there at all? It scares me to even think about it.
So essentially, you'd be stuck in this box. Now, Ethan thought this was like weird and pretty messed up, but he never really questioned it until one day it happened to him. He was talking during quiet time when the teacher snapped, "Ethan! Oh, I'm so sorry. Go to the box now." Once Ethan sits down, she drags the filing cabinet to lock him in. Now, Ethan figured he'd be in there for 5 minutes, tops. But the lesson continued. 5 minutes passed, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. Ethan tried to move his legs, he was cramping, but there was no space. He tried to move in his chair, but he couldn't. He was wedged in there pretty good. That's when he realized he was actually stuck. "I'm actually stuck." He tried talking. I think I can't get out." But no response.
That's what I was talking about. I hope he's going to be okay.
It's as if the entire class was ignoring him. Finally, the bell rang. He thought he was free. But no, apparently the entire class left, and so did the teacher. Help me! Somebody! 10 more minutes pass. The teacher walks in the room and hears him yelling. Oh my god. Well, that's what happens when you don't follow the rules. Now go on. Ethan left the classroom, traumatized. Fast forward 15 years, Ethan is still living in the same town, but he has an incredible job and he's making fantastic money. One morning, he was heading to the office when he wanted to get some coffee. He pulled up to the local coffee shop. Yeah, I'm gonna get a large caramel cappuccino, please. Mrs. Johnson. Ethan, hi. Oh yeah, one cappuccino. He just smiles. And as she hands him his coffee, "Here you go." He grabs it and then grabs her hand. Am I following the rules now, Mrs. Johnson? Am I following the rules now? Good coffee. He tips her a $20 bill and he leaves. Have a nice life.
In fact, I'm very happy for Ethan that he was pulled out of the closet, and when he grew up, he became a wealthy man. But he still has a grudge against the teacher, and it's logical. I would also have held my anger for many years. However, despite all this, he grew up to be a good guy and even wished the evil teacher a good life. Never be a bad teacher, because it can turn into a bad thing. If you want to continue, then write about it in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like and press the bell so as not to miss new videos.